3, 2, 1, and we're good to go. We're here with the president and partner at Quantemvest, Austin Roncancio. What's going on, brother?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome on the show. So
good to have you back.
Yeah, I know. Round two.
Me too.
No more bullshit this time.
What are we drinking today?
Got a little tequila.
Yeah.
Got a little Clico.
There we go. Got Clico. Cheers. There you go.
For the movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, give us a little background on yourself.
Well, guys, born and raised in Houston, Texas.
Hell yeah.
H-Town.
Heck yeah, H-Town for life. Shout out James Harden, even though you're rude to me every time I see you out.
Fix them teeth, boy.
Yeah, I went to TCU in Fort Worth, got my undergraduate degree in supply and value chain management, minor in communications. From there, actually took a job in Dallas, downtown Dallas, Midtown, doing logistics for a large logistics company.
How'd you like that?
It was great. Honestly, I learned a lot. Helped me really get my foot in the door with sales, really learn the business of sales, understand how to prospect, how to follow up, how to keep track of a pipeline, how to really just be organized and be a good and be a successful salesman.
Yeah.
And once I kind of got the feel for it, went back and took the reins of my dad's company as a HVAC company in Houston. He needed a salesman, and at the time I was looking for new opportunities, and he said, well, maybe you should come check out what I got going on down here. And I went down there and checked it out, and I saw a lot of potential. You know, I realized air conditioning in Houston, Texas is one of those things you can't live without.
No.
Yeah.
And
Just
I realized,
like here.
Yeah, it's just like Arizona, but just way more humid. So, you know,
Yeah, Texas is super humid. I've been to Austin before. I'm actually flying out to San Antonio to go visit my brother. But, dude, it's so humid.
So humid.
It's sticky there, bro.
Sticky, Swampville. Never going back.
Yep.
Never going, maybe to
Hey, at
visit.
least you know that now.
Yeah, exactly. But I did that. We took his business from a little over $2 million in revenue to over $5 million in revenue in about 5 years organically.
Wow.
And I did that with him. Just really, I kind of just took over the marketing, took over the sales, built out a process for everything, revamped all the company trucks and signage, and really just kind of rebuilt the company from the ground up along with his assistants, and retrained everybody and just made it a company that had an infrastructure to expand.
Yeah.
And then we started growing. And then when I was leaving the business, that's when he was looking into acquisitions. And, you know, the companies left the company in a really good place to kind of run on autopilot.
Yeah.
So you'd say you're a pretty key factor in expanding that business from 2 million to 5 million?
Would be sales.
Yeah.
Sales cure all. You know, instead of letting the technicians offer options, I said, hey, why don't we have the technicians call me, and then I'll come and do a full analysis of the home, make sure the system's sized correctly, make sure that they know that there are other things they can do to help their home be more efficient, therefore adding additional products to our offering.
Such as?
Insulation, new
Windows.
ductwork, ventilation. We didn't offer windows, but I was really dabbling and looking into solar stuff. But, you know, just a couple different air purification within the home, things like that. And just really being able to sit down, offer different options, and make sure that the consumer understood what their options were, offering financing, all types of things like that. Just really helped us get bigger tickets, additional sales, and it all just kind of led to success.
Now was this like majority door-to-door knocking?
No. Most of it, the company had been around. My dad's company's been around a long time, so the phone was ringing.
Okay, so he has credibility behind him.
Yeah, but I built a pretty cool direct mail marketing program. We increased our online presence and rebuilt the website. I learned, essentially being there was like a big internship for me. I learned how to do everything from SEO, website development, marketing.
Oh, wow.
I ran all the sales meetings, tracking all the sales, all my technicians, what products have you offered, what upsells did you get, giving incentives to them for offering more products and getting bigger tickets. You know, and really it's not about sales, it's about identifying problems and offering solutions, right? So I took that knowledge, and by that time I realized I was ready to get out of a small pond and go do something bigger and help more people. And that's
when you moved to Scottsdale?
Yeah, my brother had been in Merrill Lynch. He founded the firm Quantemvest about 2.5 years prior, 3 years prior. And then by that time, everything was kind of running like clockwork over here. And he said, hey, come be with me. And I came and I said, well, so like I told my dad, let me come check it out. Came and checked it out, realized I was very passionate about this business, passionate about understanding all businesses, not just one business, and was able to take my knowledge and experience with my father's company and translate that over, help, fix a few things over here and revamp a few things over here. And, just slowly just fine tuning little things as we've gone. And, we're booming, things are going great. Can't complain. And I'm doing something I'm extremely passionate about. And I think that's the key is, don't be tied up. Once you start making good money, like don't let that stop you from making a leap of faith, guys. I was making tons of money. I was in my early 20s, mid 20s. I ended up, I was doing real estate investment stuff with my dad, buying and selling properties.
Yeah, the Purple Enterprises, right?
Yep. I had 2 rental houses. I had my own home. I had an SL 550. I had a brand new Toyota Tundra.
That was before Quantemvest.
I lived on the first hole of a golf course. I mean, I had the dream life pretty much. What most people in their 30s aspire to have, but, by the time they're my age now, I had her in my 20s. And it kind of felt like, hey, what now? And that's really the feeling of like, when I realized that it's not the goal or the end product that you're always working towards, it's the actual work that gives you that high, that dopamine rush, that thrill. Yeah. It's really doing the work. Because once I got to the result, I was like, what now?
Yeah.
So, and that's really when I realized, our goals and our dreams can come to us very quickly. 5 years flies by. And so, don't waste time doing something you don't love when, you really need to go and chase those passions and know that time's going to pass whether you're chasing your dreams or not. So you might as well let 5 years go by chasing your dreams and be where you want to be than let 5 years go by and doing something you're not excited about or passionate about and get to a result and say, hey, like 5 years has just gone by, I'm still doing the same damn thing I don't love, know? So I think that was really important realization for me, was like realizing how fast time flies and, that money isn't just the only thing that's important. You got to be doing something you're passionate about too.
Yeah.
So did you say stocks is something you'd stay in for a while?
Never a dull day in the office. Always learning, always absorbing, always on my toes. And, I think it's going to keep me young. But at the end of the day, one thing I did realize is that you can't be complacent. The comfort zone is where good men go to die. Don't stay in the comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. The second you get comfortable, that means you're not growing. Exactly. If you're going through a hard time, if you're struggling, if you're feeling it, that means you're probably growing. Whether that's in the gym physically with your body or if that's in business. So, stay in that state of discomfort.
I like that comparison. That's a very good comparison.
Yeah, and we're in that right now. I mean, we're just starting a podcast. Everyone's like, you guys are starting a podcast, and we've had some like negative comments.
Yeah,
we've had some good comments too, and we're like, okay, how are we gonna pivot around this? Like, what are we doing here? But we're it's fun, and it's definitely a business where we will never get old. It'll never get old because we're not just sitting here interviewing wealth management people. Right. We're interviewing everyone who's got a business, everyone who's doing something different, and it's fun. Absolutely. Yeah, we like it, we enjoy it, and
I mean,
business returning to the moon.
It's a curveball every time you step up to the plate. So
that's the best way to be, guys. I mean, again, you want to be constantly challenging yourself, doing something different, doing something you're passionate about. I mean, because if you're just going through the motions every day, it's a slow and painful death. So you might as well be out there really putting in the work. And again, for you guys, like y'all are just getting going, it's about being a practitioner, right? It's about like doing the work. And as y'all do it more and more and more, your product's going to get better. Your podcast is going to get more entertaining. Y'all are going to become, it's just going to get easier. Everything. Because y'all have a lot of things that go into this.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get the fuck out of bed and actually do it.
Yeah.
We got to actually do it.
And just stay consistent, stay with it.
Consistency is key, especially with this podcast business. Consistency is key.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
So you went from the HVAC to
logistics to HVAC to finance.
Okay.
Oh, real estate investing, finance, and the real estate investing was kind of tied in with everything. I was doing that on the side, making an extra $30,000-$50,000 a year, just flipping some houses, and it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and I love real estate. I'd love to do it again, but right now I'm just building the firm. We're building the trading school. We got quite a few students.
PTA,
now.
right?
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
Primetime Trading Academy.
That's a sweet name.
Yeah, so excited about that. We launched that we launched it a year ago. We were doing in-person stuff, and it was extremely it wasn't extremely expensive, but people were spending top dollar to come in and sit with us, learn from us, have access to us, and get mentorships from us for a whole month. And then we said, how can we do this digitally once Corona hit? And we put a whole course online digitally, so now you can do it in the comfort of your own home for a fraction of the cost. I got that deal for you guys.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So discount code Pike, y'all can get 50% off for all you guys who
on the platinum package. And you guys are doing like weekly Zoom calls with it too.
Yeah, it's super cool. So that's really where we didn't want people to just do the course and then not get the extra reinforcement they needed, So by being able to do the course and then come and bring questions every week for a quick 30-minute meeting to sit down, and we sit there and, I had a student last night ask, hey, Austin, I'm going to be quick, but boom, boom, boom. We went through everything. I was able to answer his questions to kind of make sure he doesn't lose confidence and he's still rocking and rolling. So, that's really important to me, was to give that in-person feel and to be able to still give them access to me and my brother, of course.
Yeah. So when you moved to Scottsdale, how long did it take you to get your Series 65? Like how fast were you?
I was grinding, guys. I mean, I was up every morning at 5:30. I was at the office by 6:30. I was cold calling and bringing in, meeting new clients and trying to spread the word about our company. Just talking to people and friends and family for the first, couple hours of the day. And then from noon till about midnight, I would just study like a dog. Study. I had no social life. I went out maybe 4 times in the time that I was here. Sleeping on my brother's couch, extremely uncomfortable, no car. I mean, I was literally here for one reason only, it was to pass that dang test. And, Lord, heaven, thank God, thank the Lord I got that out the way. That was not a joke. Very, very difficult. Got my Series 65 to where I can actually legally manage assets and give financial advice. And, the rest is history. I just hit the ground running, trying to set meetings and get in front of individuals with assets ready to move. And the cool thing is now I'm getting to work with celebrities, athletes, high net worth investors, pensions, endowments, nonprofits. I mean, we take care of a lot of different types of people. One of my really successful friends just texted me back. He's been really busy, he said, but he's about to open an account with us.
There we go.
And I just texted him back.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I just told him, I was like, dude, if you weren't busy, you wouldn't be a client.
Do you have any professional athletes out here in Arizona, like baseball, football?
I got a couple that are like, we're like still kicking it around. But honestly, the pipeline's pretty heavy with some athletes out here. I'm not going to drop any names, but super excited to get going with a few of them. We're still kind of in talks, but it's just a matter of time. Like I said, all these guys are busy. Some of these guys are getting back in the league. They're out of the league. They're trying to get back into the league. They're having kids. They got all kinds. I mean, there's all sorts of different stuff going on with
variables.
But man, super excited to help as many people as possible. My job is just to stay positive and help them and be there for them and be a resource. And people come around when they're ready. You know what I mean? I just need to make sure they know I'm here when they need me.
So I know you're grinding at one point. You're waking up at very early.
Super early, yeah.
And is that when you started doing your morning routine? I know you have a morning routine, but when did that start?
We've been doing, honestly, one thing that I was really big on even when I was back in Houston was I would write things that I wanted. I have what's called a prosperity plan.
Yep.
So I would write, I make $100,000 a year. And underneath it, I would put 3 bullet points of things I'm going to do that. I'm up every morning early, focused and ready to go. I'm constantly up polishing and sharpening my sales tools. And I constantly follow up with people that I've met with to try and help them and make sure that, they don't need help or anymore.
Yeah, we had that at the office too.
Constantly following up. Exactly. Yeah. And then from there, I learned about the law of attraction. I read Think and Grow Rich. That was the one book that really helped me really understand how your mind can affect your life. And I started really thinking big. I don't want to make $500K a year. I want to make $10 million a year.
Yeah.
So now every morning I wake up, when we get to the office, I write in my journal, I make $10 million a year. For 2.5 years, I wrote, I drive a Rolls Royce. I drive a Rolls Royce. You can go through my journal. Every page
and
has
look
a
at now.
I'm
look
a
at now.
Rolls Royce Ghost parked right outside of
our my vision board. I look
house.
at it. I drive. I'm a New York Times best-selling author. I am fit and healthy. Money comes easily.
Is
to me
that really
and my
one of your
family.
goals? Being a New York Times best.
That is one of my goals. Yeah, I want to be a New York Times best-selling author. I think I have a book outline put together, but it's just something I'm not really rushing into.
Absolutely.
But it's something I want to really put out once I've really proven myself.
And when you lose a little energy,
Yeah.
you don't have to focus all your energy on
Exactly.
managing
I'm
portfolios
just
and
so
stuff
busy
like
right now,
that.
but as I do evolve and grow, I do want to get to that. And, there's no excuse for not doing it now.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I just don't really feel like it's the right season yet.
I don't think it's the right time
I'll
either.
know. You'll know. Like, you kind of know when it's time. So, the book, I don't know. We'll see. I kind of have a good theme. I don't want to share too much, but it kind of has to do with, I grew up a Christian. I'm a Christian.
Absolutely.
And also, I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in the universe. I believe in energy. I'm very spiritual. I meditate with my interns as much as I can with them, but I meditate every day. I visualize. I do all these little things that I feel help you attract and manifest things into your life.
And they do.
And I feel like the Bible teaches you a lot of those same things. When you really look at it, you reap what you sow, ask and you shall receive. I mean, all these different things, they're basically dumbing down the law of attraction and giving you stories to read and understand.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of tie all that together one day and bring that to the masses.
I think that'd be a bestseller.
Yeah, that would be exciting for me. So.
Awesome, Roncancio.
Hey.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
You'll see it one day.
Yeah, one day for sure. You know, because again, when you write something down, it's very powerful. You're sending an energy. It's like you're sending a shockwave, like a vibration. You're sending a signal out for those things. So it keeps you, where your focus goes, energy flows. Bill Gates, during the first 5 years of Microsoft, didn't turn on a TV or listen to the radio once.
Yeah.
Okay, he was laser focused on his business. And, you know, when you can put your attention on one thing for a long enough period of time, you're gonna succeed, right?
Yeah, you're gonna.
And I think that's what the law of attraction is. That's what meditation is. It's teaching you how to focus your how to work your mind, how to be conscious of your thoughts. So when you catch yourself thinking about things that aren't important, you can bring yourself back to the moment and what is important. Because at the end of the day, the present moment is the portal to the future.
Absolutely.
That's what I always say. Like, the person you want to be later, you got to act that person now. You got to be that person now. You got to see that now. You got to act as if. And by doing that, you're going to start to create this reality around yourself, because you're sending out that frequency of abundance, success, love, gratefulness, and all those emotions are very powerful, and they're going to just bring more of the same.
Absolutely. There's no better time than now.
Absolutely. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Positive.
People whose days or favorite day is tomorrow don't succeed.
Tomorrow's
And there's a lot of them.
Tomorrow doesn't exist, and yesterday doesn't exist. Okay, that's all in your imagination. The only thing that really does exist is this moment. So
yeah, but we're trying to do that, make that hurdle with this podcast, just staying consistent with it, because we're in college at ASU. There's a ton of shit going on, ton of stuff going on, and being consistent with this, reaching out to people, and now actually we have like a pretty solid base reaching back to us. Yeah. Not reaching back to us, people just reaching out to us. Reaching out to us saying like, hey, I want to hop on your podcast. Dope. And that was different, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago when we aired the first video.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Because, I mean, it would have been the same thing if we aired it 2 weeks ago with you, but after this last one, people have been hitting us up.
Okay, now you're actually posting. Now you're actually doing something. Hey, I would love to come on. You guys,
it's real now.
Yeah, it's real. You guys are building, building your business, building your following, which is kind of weird to say, but like it works. It works.
Yeah, great marketing piece I saw the other day, guys.
Yeah. You like that?
Wet T-shirt deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think of it like this.
Marketing 101.
Some girls don't like it, but,
think of it like a little snowball, right? Like, you make this little snowball and you start rolling it. And at first, it's like, it takes a little while to get it going, but as it gets bigger,
it grows momentum.
Or like a big boulder, exactly.
But you can't stop pushing it.
You're trying to push this big rock, and it just doesn't want to move. You just kind of walk with it and just keep it moving, right? So it's just that initial, like, it's always like that with everything. You just got to get it going, keep the momentum.
Staying consistent, too.
That's the key. I
mean, if you stop rolling that snowball, it's not going to get any bigger.
The power of consistency is so incredible. And there's dedication and there's motivation. Being motivated is what gets you up and gets you excited to go do it, right? But there's a lot of days where you don't have that motivation, right? So what do you do on those days? That's when the dedication steps
kicks in. Yeah.
It's the days that you don't feel motivated that the dedication has to take over. Yeah. And that's really the key is, again, dedication and being consistent. That's going to get you to anything you could possibly
where the coffee won't help you, so you got to dig deep.
You just got to say, you know what? It's called I call it the pivot moment, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. It's when you lay down or you sit down on your couch or your bed and you're like dead tired. You're like, yo, I don't want to go to the gym today. Like, I just want to lay here. That's the moment where you have to literally just say like 1, 2, 3 and jump on your feet, slam that pre-workout, change into your clothes and get out the door.
It's the hungover days.
Pivot moment. It's like, yo, like this is the moment where I know if I don't get up, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. And that's you just got to get the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Get the fuck up, get after it. And then
that's actually a great analogy.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I heard that somewhere and it really stuck. I was just like, it's having heard that has helped me make it to the gym on so many days where I just would have just sunk into my bed. And
how long you usually stay in the gym?
It just depends, honestly.
Hour 45 today, huh?
Yeah, I try to get
looks like 3 hours.
Yeah, right.
God damn, you look like you eat a baby lamb every day.
I eat pretty close to it. I eat a lot, and it's not okay. Not in a good way, but I've been kicking up my cardio. I think that's important, but I try to get at least
our fat friend McLean's been doing that shit too. Cut him down big time.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. If you start doing cardio 5-6 days a week, 30-45 minutes, it's amazing how it'll lean you out.
Yeah, actually it does.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost a lot of weight, and he had a tummy.
Heck yeah. Hey, props to your boy. Props to your boy.
He does 30 minutes. He does 30 minutes
Cali
of cardio
burrito.
every day. So, I mean, 30 minutes of cardio, it'll pay off eventually,
100%.
30 minutes of cardio and 30 minutes of tanning every
What did we
day.
just talk about, though? Consistency.
Yeah.
If he's
Absolutely.
consistent, the results will come.
Yeah.
Like anything. And it's not overnight.
And he only eats one time a day,
which
I don't know how, because he's like he eats
fasting is
so
critical.
much.
Yeah.
Fasting is critical.
He eats so much
But
though.
that's
Like
the thing,
every time he eats, like
that's how you do it.
he eats
you
so
load,
fast.
You load. Sumo wrestlers only eat once a day.
Really?
Yeah. But they're sitting as like, they're going to
Hear that, McLean? You're a fucking sumo wrestler.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That's comedy.
I heard the analogy once of it, but intermittent fasting is extremely good for you. I actually have been a big practitioner of that. I don't do it a whole lot now, but lately I've actually been like, I need to start fasting again because I'm just eating like out of pocket. If you can lower that window down to an 8-hour window, even more like a 5-hour window, where you just eat for 5 hours a day, you like, let's say from noon to 5 or from 2 to 7. That's just probably a good window there because you can eat, socially with friends at 6.
Yeah.
You'll have, your body, what happens is once you go from 8 hours with no food, you go into the fasted state.
Yeah.
The second 8 hours of the 16 hours is critical because that's when your insulin levels drop, which is what makes you retain fat. Your cortisol levels drop, which is what makes you also retain fat. And then also your metabolism goes up, your testosterone goes up.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of benefits associated with it because think of it like this. For thousands of years or hundreds of years, whatever, humans didn't have grocery stores and fast food and all this shit.
Absolutely.
Food readily available all the time. It was you killed, you ate
Yeah.
good, and you didn't know when you were going to get another
And a
meal.
couple of days go by.
Days
and
would
you're
go by,
still-
weeks would go by sometimes, and back when we were hunters and things like that and
Is
gatherers.
that why the cavemen were so fucking huge?
Everyone was lean.
Yeah.
I mean, look at horses. What do they do all day? They're grazing all day, right? Small meals. So that's another thing. If you can do small portions all day long, you can stay very lean as well. So there's different ways to skin a cat. You just got to find what works for you.
Exactly.
What works for you might not work for you. What works for y'all might not work for me. So it's really what fits your lifestyle, what works for you, and once you can figure that out, that's half the battle.
Yeah. I
Fuck
think
that. I'm just taking steroids now.
I was gonna say.
Or you can do that.
I mean, I think for him it'd just be cutting the beer out because he's got a nice little belly on him.
There
But
you go.
Oh yeah.
and for me, I'm already fucking. I'm looking good.
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. Holy
The
shit.
beer drinking in general in men will raise your estrogen, which in turn will also make you retain fat.
Okay.
I actually used to
that's
compete.
why
I
he's
did
so
bodybuilding
fat.
for a while. I did a couple shows. I did a national show, and I just learned a lot about fitness and eating and nutrition and just all the different ways you can do it. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of being so not healthy so many times.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but at least I know how to get in shape when I want to.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. What kind of things were you competing in? Like
I
what
did
kind
men's physique and classic physique. So
Okay.
classic physique's like where you wear the tight little almost like boxer briefs where you're you're getting judged on legs and upper body. Physique's really just how tight can you get your waist, how wide can you get your lats, how shredded can you get, more like a beach body type approach.
Yeah.
Damn.
I did well in both. I qualified for both to go to nationals. I got first in one and second in the other. in my
Damn.
first show.
That's incredible.
Bro, I torn my Achilles tendon, playing soccer with my old soccer team, and I gained like 30, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. I don't even know how much weight I gained. I was like 260 fucking pounds.
Holy shit.
I carry the weight well because I'm
And you're
kinda,
what?
I'm
Like
pretty
two?
tall,
You're
but
like 230 now?
I'm 230 now, and honestly, but this is before I was really developed like I am now either because of the bodybuilding. So, I was I was very overweight. I've been on the couch with my leg up for 3 months, just eating like shit. And I just, I finally said, you know what? I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna get shredded. And I went to a friend's bodybuilding show, and it really opened. I saw all these guys out there, and they were just not as athletic as I felt as me. And not to be like cocky or anything, but I was like, yo, like these guys are just more dedicated than me. Like, I can do this. So I told my dad went with me. We were hanging out. He went with me to go watch, and it was up the street from where I lived. And he said, "Oh, you're too old to do this." Blah blah blah.
I was like, all right, watch
I was
me.
like, fuck that, I'm doing it then. I got with the coach. He started prep. I paid him. He wrote my plan. I started getting with him every 2 weeks to measure my body fat. So I had like 30% body fat. It was bad. But long story short, 8 months later, got on stage, won first place in the same venue. Gave the trophy to my dad.
Yeah.
Cried. I was like, Dad, I love you, but you were wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, I went and competed again, did another show, did very well. Then I went to nationals and competed in Vegas with the best of the best. And, I feel like I was pretty competitive. I did pretty dang good. But at the end of the day, it was just something I wanted to prove to myself. Then I started this new job. And I actually did the Vegas show while I was studying for my Series 65, while I was doing all of that. So I was up at 4 o'clock every morning. I was on the Stairmaster by 4:45. I was done by 5:45. I was at work by 6:30. So my days were crazy.
Insane.
How bad do you want to win? How bad do you want to be the best? How bad do you want to succeed?
And that's why mornings are so crucial, bro.
Critical. The most successful people up by 5 a.m., 6 a.m., they've done half a day's work by the time most people are rolling out of bed.
All right. Well, we cash this.
Clico's gone.
Clique?
So I got the...
Now we got the dip spitter.
Oh, there we go.
You dirty cheese curd. I got the Coors Light now. Breaking it out finally.
Gotta flick it first.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a swirl or two.
There we go.
The mountain's blue or what?
Oh, mountains are minimal. Not blue.
Not looking too blue to me.
Get that lukewarm beer.
Oh my God, that's heinous.
Oh my God. Yeah, the mountains have to be blue, bro.
I know.
Wait, so when this is colder, the mountains are
The mountains are blue when it's cold, but when yeah.
You've never heard that before?
Well, I've heard mountains are blue.
No,
but
the mountains are actually blue on the can when it's cold.
This is blue.
Oh,
it's like
fuck.
crystal blue.
Yeah.
No, I've seen it. No, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. I just didn't know. I didn't know what the analogy really was.
Yeah,
but
once it gets,
Hey, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
You've never heard that? Like,
No, I've heard.
mountains are blue?
No,
grab
I've
it out
heard
the cooler
mountains.
and it'll be blue. Put your thumb on the part that's like, and then take it off and it'll be like white right there.
Oh
Another
shit!
cool thing.
No,
They
I've
have-
heard mountains are blue, and I've said it before too, but not knowing what
Now
I
you
was
know.
saying.
Now it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
So when the mountains are blue and you got a couple in you, what's like the worst? It's like the worst thing you've ever spent your money on. Like what was like something big? I was like, God damn it! Why the hell did I do that?
Yeah.
It could be a night in Old Town. Could be
Too many of those.
a night in Old Town. Yeah.
I think I spent like $60,000 in Old Town one year.
Holy.
Oh my God. Dude.
And I was just
Where's your main spot?
Honestly, all over.
Riot, Hefe.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We usually do like the circuit. We'll start at like Casa, go in there, kiss some babies, shake some hands. We'll head over to Hi-Fi, same thing. Shake hands.
He's going
kiss
Biden
babies.
on us.
Yeah.
Then we'll go.
Oh my God.
And then,
Kristen, kiss your granddaughter.
I didn't say like rape babies. I said like kiss babies. Big difference. Justin, I didn't know Joe Biden out here. Anyways, we don't even talk about that guy.
We won't talk about that.
We won't get political.
Anyways, enough about that guy. Hopefully you can learn to finish the sentence. And in the meantime, from there, I'd go to Hefe. We'd make our kiss some babies there. And
Hopefully Aaron learns how to finish the sentence too. Like as slow as a turtle.
And then we go over to
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
House. And Pretty Please. Honestly, we got lit at Pretty Please. We had a good time over there. But honestly, we have a lot of friends at all the bars in the industry. And we just show support and see them and stuff. And, I just realized, at the end of the day, like, I needed to not do that anymore and just be a little more responsible.
Yeah.
60 in 1 year.
Yeah, it was a bad year. I went through a hard breakup. I was just like,
It was a bad
I
year.
went through a breakup. I was like, you know what? Like, it was like a Tuesday through Saturday.
It's over $1,000 a
Sunday.
weekend.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And, at the end of the day, it was a learning experience. I realized, like, things weren't, like, I stopped winning as much as I would have liked outside of the party scene. And it was just one of those things where I had to say, you know what? Like,
it swallows you up, bro.
What it did is it made me realize what made me successful, guys. And
Yeah.
it wasn't being in Old Town. It wasn't partying. It wasn't doing all that stuff. It was being dedicated, focused, consistent. And it was a lesson that had to be learned.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I worked like a 50-year-old man in my 20s. The second I got out of college, I was in the workforce, working like a dog. I mean, I was running my dad's business like it was my own. I was working 7 to 8 at night. I didn't have a life.
Wow.
That was my life.
Yeah.
I worked Saturdays almost every Saturday. You know what I mean? So I paid my dues to have the things that I did have. And if you want to make that kind of money and you want to be young and successful, like, be ready to sacrifice. I went out maybe once a month from the age of 24 to 29 years old.
Yeah.
Okay? Like,
That's crazy.
so when
that's
when I started going and enjoying myself a little bit, like, I didn't feel too bad about it because I never really had that experience in my 20s. Like I did in college, but I went to TCU. It's a prep school.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids don't get down like they do at ASU. Okay?
Absolutely.
You know, it ain't
Hell
tippy, you know, it
no.
ain't lit like it is, you know.
Uh-uh.
It's like, it's a different animal.
And you
totally
were still
different
still in
crowd.
a fraternity at TCU, right?
Yeah, I was a Phi Kappa Sigma.
There you go. Rep it.
You can't see it too
Rep it
well,
for
but
life,
it's
but
there.
Still
It's
got
there.
them. They're still there. Still
I'd show
strong.
you mine, but mine's on my ass.
Oh, there you go. Okay, show me later.
No, I'm playing. I'm
No
playing.
homo. Anyway, so yeah, I was a Phi Kappa Sigma, man of honor, did that. It was great, loved it. I think fraternity really teaches you a lot too, like if you're involved, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of like bullshit involved in it, but at the end of the day, it's, I think, a great experience. A lot of the guys in that relationships
Learned a lot.
Yeah, one
especially
of the alumni
through
helped my
pledging.
brother get his foot in the door at Merrill Lynch, you know, and so again, you're there for the connections, and believe it or not, at TCU, most of those kids come from very successful, wealthy families who are very connected, and you know, it was a big networking event.
If you were our age, give us something.
What do I wish I knew then? What I know now? Well, first and foremost, write down the life that you want. Like, I think it really takes, you have to sit down and really visualize the life you want. How do you want to look?
And manifest
How do you
it.
want your girlfriend to look?
Yeah.
What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of house do you want to live in? How much money do you want to make? You can't just kind of know. You need to be specific. And I think once you start to really design your life and paint the picture of your life in your mind, then that's when the magic starts to happen.
You think writing it down is?
I think writing it down is very powerful.
The first way.
I was kind of
doing
against it at first. I was like, oh, okay, like I had
Kinda
typed
corny.
out-
So was I when I started.
It's kind of corny. Kind of
No,
corny.
no, when I started at the firm, everyone was writing their shit down. They post it or, you know, pin it right above the phone. And I'm like, okay, like I know what car I want, I know what this, but I never really thought about it like deeply.
Power
It's like,
of writing is, guys, you're like sending a vibration out. So again, like I kind of mentioned this earlier, but like I would type out like I want to make this money, and I would put 3 bullet points. And one thing you do is just read that every morning, every night, and you're keeping it on the forefront. But by writing it, it's like you're actually actively practicing. You're actually being a practitioner. You're writing it. You're sending a vibration. You're putting your mind. You're using your mind to think. To where like now when I write in my journal, it's like blah 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 blah. Like when I first started, it was like.
You're thinking.
But as I've done it over and over, I'm like programming the subconscious mind. I'm
You already
finding that
know
part
what you
of your
want,
brain now
yeah.
that you're using when you're not actually actively thinking about it. So that way, it's always there, like kind of just in the back of your mind when you're not actually like sometimes it's only like when you think about what you want, but like now you're programming your brain, right? And you're creating that frequency in your brain. So I think writing is very powerful. I think when you start to really write it by hand, it shows initiative. And it brings your focus in that moment. You're having to be focused on what you're doing. You can't just mindlessly read it. And I think that's just when things start to really shift.
Absolutely.
I feel like when I started writing my shit down, I like the initial like, you know, written stuff. It was like, okay, I'm mindlessly reading this. So like, okay, I obviously want this car. Whatever, post it.
Right.
Whatever, post it another time. But it's like working towards that and actually, you know, putting the steps to work towards that and being consistent with it is like key.
Well, it all starts in the mind, guys. So there's like a process. I call it thoughts become emotions, emotions become actions, and actions become results. So it's like a 4-step process.
Yeah.
So when you're writing these things, you're programming the thoughts in your mind. Okay, I'm thinking, I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it. Okay, it's becoming so real to me now. Okay, great. Well, what is that doing to you when you're having those thoughts? Well, what's it going to do to you? It's going to fire you up.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's going to excite you. It's going to create an emotion. And then from there, that emotion can translate into an action. Now I'm saying I'm fit, I'm healthy, I run, I'm shredded all the time, I'm super toned and whatever. You're just writing that. And what is there going to be a result of writing that and that feeling, that emotion? Well, you're probably going to get off your ass and go work out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the next thing you know, you're going to get a result. And so again, thoughts become emotions, emotions become actions, actions become results. And I think that's the key to success right there.
Did you start writing stuff down when you came to the firm in Scottsdale?
Yeah, I did. But I had been already kind of typing out and creating what I learned it in a sales school I went to. Prosperity plan. The guy was teaching the law of attraction, and he didn't without telling us. Because that's really what it all boils down to. You start to put yourself in that, start to see the things you deserve and the things you want, and then you start to believe them, and then they start to become reality. Beyond writing and visualizing and doing all that fun stuff, you know, I think it comes down to having a great attitude, being positive, not being entitled. You know, one of the things when I have interns come in, you know, it's funny, but the guys who like have done, I'll be like, what kind of manual labor have you done? What sports have you played? what was the biggest struggle you faced? I want to know. I want guys who have been through the ringer, who have been yelled at by a football coach or a soccer coach, who have dealt with adversity, who have had to push themselves through struggles and tribulations, who've done manual labor. I grew up ripping air conditioning units out of 160-degree attics in Houston, Texas every summer.
Your season.
Yeah, it's not too
what?
fun.
Nothing's hard to me anymore. You know what? Once you do that shit for fucking 12 hours a day,
13 hours
in the front
you're
yard with a bunch of day laborers, dripping in sweat. Your pants are soaked like you just got out of a swimming pool, covered in insulation, cuts on your arms from sheet metal and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's like your friends are driving by. Hey, they see you. Hey, let's go to the pool. They're all off for summer break. My dad had me up at 6 a.m. doing that. So, when I'm in an office having to call or talk to people on the phone or
that shit's
look
easy.
at stocks.
That shit's easy.
Exactly.
Yeah. That shit's
and those
easy.
are the kids that do good in my internship. Guys who did the manual labor, guys who played sports. I have a lot of athletes come through. Every time I kind of bend the rules for someone or like try and help somebody and do a favor,
it doesn't pay off.
It always ends up slapping me in the face where I'm like, you know what? Like that just kind of like wasn't what I expected.
Because they have rich daddy in their ear, with the golden spoon in their mouth.
It's always the charity case, guys. And so at the end of the day, I know what I'm looking for, and at the end of the day, just being young and being hungry is great, but you got to drop the ego.
Absolutely.
You got to do shit that normally that you don't want to do. You got to do things you're not really paid for up front. You got to kind of pay your dues, like being in a fraternity, going through pledgeship.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna have to work harder. You're gonna have to do those things, but that's what it takes to be rich. That's what it takes to be successful. Is facing the adversity, doing the hard stuff, and doing it while you have the energy, while you are young and hungry. And I would say those are the most important things: is being very specific about the life you want, visualizing it, spending time actually visualizing it. Don't just. So many people mindlessly just bumble through life. I mean, they literally are just like
actually manifesting.
Don't even know how much. I'll ask people, how much money do you want to make? They're like, a lot. I'm like, how much is a lot? I don't know, like 100, like 6 figures. I'm like, but like, how much?
Yeah.
Bro,
I don't know. And I'm that's your first problem. You don't know.
I had to drop my ego waking up at 3 a.m. to work at Starbucks, but I got my tuition 100% paid for.
Amazing.
But I was working at Starbucks. Like before that, I was in La Jolla, San Diego, at the nicest restaurant on the beach, making really good money at a young age. And then I come to Arizona and I'm like, okay, now I got to work at like Starbucks. And I'm like, my older brother did it and completely paid for his school.
Right? Though it's like who do you? It's like we're not too good for it, and you got to remove that. Like, I'm too good for this. And that's like the world we live in now. It's like Instagram, young, successful, all this bullshit they want to throw at you, but that's all fucking fake.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go. No one gets rich overnight, and usually the overnight successes, it was 10 years in the works. Like that's the thing. Like,
and they don't even want to say that. They don't even want to say that.
And I see guys come along. These guys will pop up all of a sudden to start flexing, have all this money, and I'm like, something ain't right. And those are the guys that come. And they're gone pretty damn quick too.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think there's great examples that a lot of us could name right now. I'm not going to, but there's just a lot of times where I've just seen that. Like, I'm like sitting here spinning my wheels, busting my ass, trying to achieve this goal, and like putting in so much time and energy. And I just see this dude, like, just all of a sudden just like all these flashy things, and I'm like, something's not. And I know they're not working. I know they're not putting in the work. I know something's not going on.
Credit.
Yeah, I'm like, I've never seen a post about them actually doing anything work related ever.
Yeah.
Just know that's a big red flag.
Yeah, absolutely.
And never give those people any of your money.
Absolutely.
No matter what the hell they're trying to sell you. Just do your due diligence.
Very good advice.
What are your qualifications? Where did you go to school? Okay, well, if you didn't go to school, what have you done? Who can I talk to that can vouch for you that you've done these things? Do your homework. Don't get robbed. I've been there. I've done that. Who better to invest your money than you? So other than, especially if you're not. It's like this. Unless you've done your homework, there are people who are qualified. Don't get me wrong. Guys like myself who went to good universities, who can bring you into their office, show you their track record, and have something to stand on. But then there's a lot of guys who can't do that.
Absolutely.
And so just be leery, be cautious, do your due diligence, talk to people, get some references, do that type of thing. I think it's really important so that y'all don't get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen to a lot of people out here.
Because we're in that time right now where we're going to be investing.
Exactly. And somebody might come with you with a great idea and it sounds awesome and you're all in, it's a friend, you trust them. Mm-hmm. Be careful.
Not even a friend, just someone that you think's more intelligent than you, but
just off their pitch.
Yeah.
Just off their pitch. Just off their pitch of what they're selling.
We've had to go through that a little bit already. I mean, I mean, I was going to invest $18K in this business, but I was like, after looking
not really. I mean,
after looking more into it, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll do 5K instead. I mean, it's more of
it was cryptocurrency mining. It still is.
Yeah.
You know, we're still looking into it. Sounds good. Sounds really good, but you know,
it's
mining thing.
Yeah. I mean,
let's hear it.
Proceed with caution. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard that the mining thing fell off. It's extremely expensive. It's, you know, it's. I know guys who had full-on mining operations. They sold everything and got rid of them. So, you know, be careful. That sounds...
No,
with
absolutely.
the multi-level marketing and mining.
That's what my dad said. He's
together,
like, watch out. That multi-level marketing is like...
It's just a big red flag.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm like, well, it's...
They promise you a lot. They promise you a lot. They promise you more than like any other company would ever promise you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, wait, hold on. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I say just, you know, don't get sucked into that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my advice. But, you know, again, I don't know the pitch. I don't know what they're offering. I don't know who they are. So, you know, I'm just going to say from my experiences, if it sounds too good to be true.
Probably is. That's what I've heard a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I've heard that
unless you're on this podcast. It's that good.
Amen, baby.
It's that good.
That good.
Business fraternity.
Well,
that's really all I got, guys. I mean, I'll be real with you, man. At the end of the day, this life's not that complicated.
No.
Put in the work, drop your ego, visualize, meditate, understand the life you want, see it, touch it, feel it. Go drive the cars you want to drive one day. Be submerged in it. And the more you can touch it, see it, feel it, smell it, be it, embody it, that's going to really just bring it to you.
Absolutely.
And again, at the end of the day, positivity.
Yeah.
Wake up, be positive, be grateful.
Glass half full.
Always positive, right? You know, like the power of positive thinking, the power of being grateful, love, giving. Give without expecting anything back, but the more you give, the more you'll receive. There's a universal balance in this life. And, you know, the secret,
I believe that.
The more you give away and contribute, whether that be your time, your energy, your knowledge, money, you know, just give back. You know, don't be just a taker.
Absolutely.
You know, don't be like just a consumer. Be someone who like gives back and helps and mentors and guides and gives his time and energy, you know, because at the end of the day, it all comes full circle, guys, you know, and that's really the key to life is be a good person, know what you stand for, and work really hard. And I think you're going to do great.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Cheers.
Well, my man, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Austin Roncancio, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Hell yeah. I love it, man. Thank you, guys. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm excited for you guys. You know, you were my intern. You know, you've come so far. You've learned so much. And honestly, I already know you guys are going to do amazing things. God, what I would give to be y'all's age and know what y'all know now. I was so clueless, guys. I was so clueless.
Yeah.
God, I had to figure all this shit out on my own. So,
hell yeah.
If you can live by these principles, you can have anything you want. Anything.
Fuck yeah.
This life is a dream.
Absolutely.
It's literally a dream.
You only got one. You only got one.
This life is fake. You're going to die and wake up and you're going to be in heaven. That's where reality starts. So at the end of the day, like this life can be anything you want it to be if you can see it and touch it in your mind. And that's the one thing you're going to realize. And part of my book is going to be when you die, you wake up and you're going to realize that you were just sleeping in your angel body the whole time. Okay. And you're going to look back and say, so I could have had anything I wanted.
Yeah.
If I could have just imagined it, but I didn't. That's where people hit that roadblock. They don't actually design their lives. They just kind of, I want to make a lot of money. I want to have a good life. But they don't put it down specifically. And so that's really, I think, where some people get it and they succeed. And that's what separates the 1%ers from everyone else.
From the 99%.
They know that one little trick. They're
Absolutely.
not just kind of guessing anymore. They have a roadmap. They know specifically where they want to go. And that's the key. So if I can leave y'all with anything, that's the key. Have a end goal and be specific about it.
Hell yeah. Cheers to
Dude,
that.
I appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
And wish you all this success back.
Oh, straight tequila.
That one burned.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, baby.
Thank you.